What is that? Why is that in your mouth? Good boy. We just found out that we're gonna be moving like very shortly. So that means my whole studio and my whole creative space is really going to be up in the air. So I'm deciding to like try and take advantage of it. Gomez is shaking over there. Trying to take advantage of it as much as I possibly can while my space still exists and before everything's up in the air. So I decided, just as like a little creative prompt for myself, to try and work on some like imaginary landscapes. Oh, quick update for those who are concerned. Bindi's doing really good. She got her surgery to remove the cancerous mass. She's doing really well right now. She's recovering, but she's doing good. Anyway, I'm gonna paint now. I'm just gonna make an imaginary landscape and kind of talk through what I'm doing while Gomez is continuing to get into things and tear things up behind me. Hi, Bubby! And just kind of like enjoy the process and show you what my like creative landscape process might be. I don't do creative landscapes a lot. I like to replicate images a lot in painting, but it's kind of fun to push your skill and your creative brain a little bit to do something a little bit different. So I'm just gonna kind of like sketch things out with some little markers. Click art retractable markers. I love these guys. Michael's actually sent these to me and I really, really love them. And sketch something out and then get some acrylic paint on there and just see what happens. So let's see, what do I want? I've been feeling mountains. I'm kind of feeling like a mountain space. Maybe, and also water, because you know I love painting water. So imagine maybe there's some mountains there. Maybe there's like a little island. My perspective's gonna be all over the frickin' planet, but Gomez, please get out of the garbage. Gomez just got a haircut, so he's got lots of wiggles to let out. I want some kind of like foreground element here with some like trees, maybe really tall ones. Some like bushies. This perspective's gonna be a little whacked out. I'm gonna do my best though. That's what creative landscapes are for. They don't have to be perfect. And they can be like kind of surreal, which is cool. What are you doing, mister? Okay, so it kind of looks like scribbles right now, but what I've got going on is I've got a couple mountains back here. This is like a lake or a river running between them. Little clouds happening there. Ooh, 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 do I want a moon? Oh, baby. I love putting a moon in. Is it nighttime? Probably not. The moon's still gonna be there. I've got this little island possibly putting here, and then like my most foreground element that I'm hoping to have some trees in. So I'm gonna start by kind of slapping some paint onto the background. Got a little flat brush here, and I'm gonna take, I really like this color as is, but I kind of wanna get a little more purpley stuff going on here. And kind of fill in this space a little bit. I want to get some of these clouds, these like imaginary clouds in there. I want them to have kind of that like purpley blue feel. So I'm going to kind of have some of this base color. I'm gonna have like an imaginary light source coming from like, I guess the moon is kind of the light source, but kind of from the back left a little bit. Left? Right. Girl, I don't know my lefts from my rights. Hi, wife. I'm recording. He's eating everything.
Can I just take this from him?
Yes.
Really quick so
yes.
He doesn't eat a whole ball of yarn.
Bobby, where did you get that, mister?
Bobby?
He's digging through my boxes of yarn I'm packing.
Hey, buddy. Thank you.
My baby boy, please don't eat all of my things. He's going crazy up there. Do you hear that? That's him running around. Oh my god. Something I'm realizing I want to do, I want to have some of this sky reflected a little bit in the... Oh! What the? I don't have any more water! How do I start a painting and not have any water? Got my water! The water is kind of going to be reflective of what the sky color is, and I just kind of want to get some of that down while I have this color. And I want these highlights to have some of that magenta tinting. Oh, my wife is stomping around. Well, I'll be moving soon, so I'll have a different studio where hopefully it doesn't sound like stomping constantly. Get some of that highlighting on there. I'm still gonna go lighter than this, but I want to get some of this purple feel on these clouds. Now I'm just adding an even lighter version of that magenta-y color just to really get some of those most highlighted areas on these clouds. And I'm not going to go crazy with this. Sometimes I go a little extra on the highlights, but I don't need to. I'm just going to add a little bit. I'm gonna try this color and see how that looks. Oh, it's kind of nice. Okay, I'm just drawing in my little mountains here real quick. And add some highlights, maybe a little bit to this water that's in the background. I think I want to try, this might ruin it. This might ruin it, but I kind of want to try adding, maybe just like a little bit. I want to try and add some like tiny details of maybe some trees way back there on that mountain, just really subtly. Maybe like so subtly that if I hate it, I can like paint it out. I'm liking that. It's not perfect, but I think it adds a neat element to it, just like a very subtle little detail. I'm not gonna worry about that mountain back there because it's a little bit farther. Getting some extra highlights here in the center because I want the moon to show that it's reflecting some light. If it was this bright out in real life and somehow the moon was shining, it wouldn't reflect because there's not enough light from the moon to reflect on the water like that. But this is from my imagination, so I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. adding some more of these sparkles to the water from the moon. They're like very extra, kind of wild in a little bit, but I like it. What's cool about doing something like this too is that you can use these imagination pieces that are like quick sketches to really use as like jumping off points for like really serious paintings. So like say I took this piece and I wanted to make it into like a really beautiful oil painting that I took plenty of time on. I have so much like visual inspiration now from doing this piece to be able to take and put into something that's like really thought out and finalized, as opposed to this, which is very like improvised. I'm bored of the water, so I'm gonna start on this little island I've got going on there. I wanted to have some of the elements of the purple that we had on these mountains, but I also want to start darkening a little bit, and maybe even, ooh, too gray. Ew, I just mixed up like a nasty color. I don't think you'll be able to see it on camera, but it's gross. And let's draw some little trees. Some like little tiny looking trees. These are gonna have maybe a little more of a green flavor. Ah! Oh, they're angled. Okay, they're not straight up and down, I'm realizing. And we're just gonna pretend that the wind likes to blow these trees that way, so they're kind of stunted a little bit. As a creative choice, as opposed to my mistake of drawing them at an angle because I'm trying not to get my head in the way of the camera and also having the paper flip up on me. Drawing these little branches real quick. Kind of light right now, I can always darken them. I'm adding some little like tiny details, like maybe some sticks, little maybe tiny trees or dead trees. This is something I learned from Bob Ross, adding in these tiny little details that bring it to life. I'll get some of that green in there, and then just a couple little stripes from these trees, have them reflecting in there just a little, not too crazy. Remember, this is acrylics, so you see I'm painting over my sparkles a little bit. I can always go back over and redefine those. There we go, liking that. Okay, so now we want to go in here. And I definitely want this to be darker, so I'm going to take a lot of my blue, magenta, and yellow. Let's get that all mixed up. It's going to be a dark color. Yeah, a little muddier. Kind of get this filled in. draw in kind of my bigger, let's see, this is scary because I'm drawing over my pretty mountain back there, but I want in that tree to be a tree right there. Another little one here, maybe one here. Maybe a little one here, and then some like bushes or something like that. Before I get fully into the trees, I want to create a little more texture to the land there. So I want to add in some more of that green, maybe. Green, it's still like very like brown. It's got lots of magenta in it. Okay, some of like my final things I want to do, because I'm kind of getting into those stages. I want to add some color to the leaves on the trees. Leaves, they're needles, like pine needles, you know. You can see I'm adding some highlights onto the trees now. Not very many because I want to keep them nice and dark, but it just kind of adds a little more life to these foreground pieces that I want to give the most detail to possible. Oh my goodness. And she is all done. There's definitely, after finishing this, changes that I would have made were I really being super thoughtful about this piece and not kind of just freehanding everything. Like the composition of the trees, I wish was a little more balanced. My perspective, maybe with this island here, making it a little bit smaller possibly. I really do love how the mountains, like this here, this like upper section there is my favorite part. I love how this turned out. It looks good, it looks fine, but I definitely need more practice with drawing trees and foliage and stuff, so it's obviously not my favorite part, but I really love that. Even just that I feel like would be a beautiful piece. So this felt phenomenal. I feel really good after doing this, not having any like comparison of a photo to like make me feel down about how my painting turned out, because there's nothing to compare this to. This is all just from my brain, and I'm kind of stoked on it. It kind of turned out really pretty. I wanted to put little like stars in there, but I always have so many sparkles here that I was like, girl, don't. That's too crazy. If you want to try this painting, I would love to see it. Tag me on Instagram if you make this, or if you make any other kind of imagination, landscapes, waterscapes, whatever you want to do. I highly recommend it as a neat creative tool that takes a lot of stress off you if you are like a realist painter like I tend to be. But, so in the meantime, I'm probably gonna be moving and being very busy and not have a studio space for a bit. So I don't know where I'll be, but for right now, here's a little something to tie you over. Tie me over too, so I have at least a painting done for once in my life. But in the meantime, I'll see you in the next video.